Good evening and welcome, dear viewers, to this special broadcast. Viewers, the greatest tragedy about the biggest scam in India, the first big scam that the media exposed, has been that it has never been solved. The scam I'm speaking about on this Sunday is Bofors. And with me in the studio to talk about Bofors today, and I'd like to welcome her right at the start, is Chitra Subramaniam.
Thank you.
Award-winning journalist who I'm proud to have as a senior editorial advisor here at Republic TV. And together today we will reopen Bofors, Chitra. Just by way of introduction, Bofors is a dirty trail of treachery, bribes, corruption at the highest level, and a massive cover-up in which, without doubt, we believe at Republic TV, the governments of both India and Sweden played a critical part. One of the reasons why the cover-up was possible is because investigators in India, under pressure from political masters, and likewise in Sweden, where Bofors is based, decided to go slow. They had the information, but they didn't follow through. They knew the payoffs, but they looked the other way. But most importantly, across India today, I want to say this, and Chitra and I have looked at this in detail, and she has investigated this for 30 years. They were given the information and the papers, Chitra, and the leads at every time.
Those are the most difficult courts in the world to win against.
So they were given the leads, the papers, the boxes. They were even given the names of the politicians involved in the dirty world of the Bofors payoffs. But they just decided not to investigate. The same Indian government that fought hard to ensure that the bribe taker and commission agent Ottavio Quattrocchi, known to be very, very close friends with the Gandhis, especially Sonia Gandhi, got his millions of dollars in foreign accounts defrozen, chose not to pursue the case itself. But then why has all of this been possible? All of this has been possible because of another reason. The key figures investigating the Bofors case, out of both protocol and maybe faith, hoped that at one time the material would be dug up, that the people who need to do their jobs will do their jobs, and the truth will begin to emerge. Am I correct, Chitra?
Absolutely.
They were working on faith, they were doing their job.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was in the belief that these are both democracies, which have institutions that must kick in when bureaucrats or officials falter. And democracies survive on hope.
Absolutely.
So that's what it is.
But now, Chitra, it's been 31 years. And viewers, 31 years is a long time for anyone's patience to start getting on thin edge and even fade away. This is why today the chief investigating officer in the Bofors case has decided to speak up. He is the man who was heading the National Investigation Department of Sweden. His name is Sten Lindstrom. And never before has he appeared on a single television interview. The only time that he spoke was in 2012, and that also in an interview with Chitra, only to identify himself as the deep throat for award-winning investigative journalist, Republic TV's editorial advisor, Chitra Subramaniam. He only identified himself. We didn't really go much further than that.
It was just to mark the 25th anniversary of the scandal, and he wanted to come clean and say who he was.
But he hasn't spoken about the details of what happened.
No.
And viewers, it's the details of what happened which we are bringing to you today here on Republic TV with Chitra Subramaniam, who first brought out the Bofors documents in public view. Today, we reopen Bofors on Republic TV with the chief investigator into the case, coming out into the open, speaking openly for the first time ever. Chitra will be with me this afternoon. And viewers, Please do inform your family and friends about the story that is breaking here today, a Republic TV World exclusive. We will break this story in 3 parts. In part 1, we will introduce Sten Lindstrom to you, the man who knows every Bofors secret and who for 31 years has never, ever spoken out. This is Sten Lindstrom, the Bofors chief investigator, now 71 years old. Today he will reveal everything we need to reopen the Bofors case.
Authorities in India,
because the time to reopen this can of worms has come.
Problem for a whistleblower is who to whistle for, so to say, you know where to turn, and that's the only problem. And when you decided to have a confidence in someone to do the right thing, then it's easy.
It took you some time to have confidence in me, I remember that, but
yes, but
it took some time, but we got there finally.
Yes, but you know that at there was I thought it was a value in doing what we did in bits and pieces, because the investigation was going on until early '88, and after the investigation was put away, it gave me more and more reason to boost this relationship we had with the information.
To understand why Sten Lindstrom is speaking up, let's go back. It's January 1986. 58-year-old Olof Palme, the world-famous socialist leader, meets the fresh-faced 41-year-old Rajiv Gandhi. They discuss the $1.3 billion Bofors deal. There is an informal understanding that Bofors will get the deal. There is talk of payoffs, but that we will come to later. Exactly 1 month later, Olof Palme is killed, assassinated, a most mysterious killing, many linked to the Bofors payoffs. The scam costs Rajiv Gandhi his job and his political credibility. In 1991, Rajiv Gandhi is killed by the LTTE. Both the Swedish and the Indian governments have just one agenda now: to stop the Bofors payoffs from becoming public. Only one man knows the entire facts, the whole truth, and his name is Sten Lindstrom, chief investigator in the Bofors case. He knows that there is a political cover-up in India and in Sweden. Sten Lindstrom was deep-throat for Chitra Subramaniam. And today on Republic TV, Sten will reveal what he says was the evil that happened in Bofors. An evil corruption so deep that he says he would have to be a coward to be quiet about it.
You took a lot of risk. You risked a lot by speaking to me. Personal risks.
No.
Risks. Are these the things that a whistleblower goes through, steps that go through? I mean, I think people sort of knew who you were, but you were called Sting, but what are the steps that you took before deciding to speak to me?
You know, I didn't take any risk for my life or health or something like that. For my career, yeah, but what it's worth to have a career if it's grounded on cowardly to be a coward. That's not kind of
Absolutely.
career.
Sonia Gandhi's friend Ottavio Quattrocchi died a very rich man in 2013. The Sonia Gandhi commanded Congress government helped him defreeze his accounts. The cheated people of India were made to subsidize the Bofors bribes. The cheats believe that 31 years have passed and they've got away. Today, Republic TV, Chitra Subramaniam and Sten are back to remind them that the Bofors investigation isn't over. It's only just begun. Chitra, you know, for people watching this telecast on this Sunday afternoon, what must be going through their minds? They have never, ever seen this man on television. Yeah. He is the man because of whom you could bring those documents out. Absolutely. He knows everything about it.
Absolutely.
What would be going through the minds of people, viewers today, in your view, who would be remembering what happened during Bofors?
That there is no logic to it. Until we find that logic, there has to be a logical progression. Investigations in Sweden, investigations in Switzerland, everything got blocked in India. India was taking the lead. So at a point when we are globalizing and you're asking people to come and invest, this thing comes up like the Enron. This was the mother of all scandals.
And we need to deal with it.
Absolutely. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away.
Well, a lot of people want it to go away. As I said in that script, if you heard, I said for a lot of people, Chitra, they would think 31 years, long time. Chitra Subramaniam must have forgotten about it. Sten Lindstrom has probably now put his papers away in the closet. I want to ask you a simple question that's coming through my mind as well. But I know why you're doing this. But I want you to tell all the viewers of Republic TV who are watching this everywhere, why Chitra Subramaniam. And Chitra, not many people have seen you. Everybody in India, I can tell you, of my generation knows your name. And I have said this to you, that I entered journalism inspired by you. Oh, I want you to tell everyone today, watching this, why you and Sten are bringing the names out, why you're taking them on after 31 years. What's making you do this?
Well, there are two reasons. One, I care about India. It matters to me. It's not because of A political party or B. I mean, the politics of it I have nothing to do with. This is a story which must be told. I spent 10 years of my life fighting all kinds of things, including threats to my son, to my family. But that's, that's par for the course. That happens to all journalists. But the reason why it's come up now is simply because, as Sten told me, the truth will always come out. The truth will always come out. And he used a very beautiful expression. He said, for example, we're all sitting around a lake, and we know there's a dragon in it that's poisoning the lake. And we keep putting little stones into it in the hope that when the dragon comes out to breathe, we hit to cut the neck. So yes, Chitra is doing this, but so is Arnab doing it and carrying. So it's not as if it's one person. It's a team effort.
Absolutely it is.
And it's a commitment to journalism. It's a commitment to good journalism. It's a commitment to an absolutely good whistleblower who has suffered politically. He has.
And we are going to hear today, Chitra, the exact role of Rajiv Gandhi. There has been a very concerted attempt. I would say at least 50% of the role of Rajiv Gandhi will come out in the course of the broadcast today. Much of it, I don't know. We'll have to dig further. But I can assure you today that the role of Rajiv Gandhi is going to come out in part two.
And I can tell you, I was taken aback when I heard it.
You were taken aback?
I was taken aback. I mean, you said 30 years, 30
We haven't yet put it out.
I was
all that we have put out,
aback.
all that we have put out on TV till this moment, if you can see the screen for yourself, is that we are going to reveal what Rajiv Gandhi did. But you say you were taken aback by what you heard?
Absolutely.
Why were you? You knew that Rajiv was involved.
Yes, but I did not know the extent and the levels, and what I have found out recently, and which is going to be the next story, was big. Direct intervention, big.
Direct intervention by Rajiv.
Yes, absolutely.
Viewers, I also want to just say one thing at this stage. that for the first time in 31 years, we are hearing the voice of the man whose name has been tied up to the Bofors case in every book and every article, Sten Lindstrom, the man who led the Bofors investigation, the man who led Sweden's National Investigation Department, has in a world exclusive spoken to Republic TV. This man, I want to tell you, is not some layman from down the street lending his opinion or opining about the Bofors scam. This is the first big, I would say, multinational scam of independent India. Absolutely. The man we see on TV today is the man who nobody, and I challenge anybody from the Congress party to question his credibility today. He has been at the helm of affairs as the chief investigator in the Bofors case in Sweden, and what he says in this world exclusive will shake up both Sweden and India. It will shock you. I want to just introduce some of our guests right now who are waiting with us with bated breath for details of this exclusive. If I can have them on the screen, please. Sambit Patra of the BJP, Manisha Priyam, our Republic contributor, Amalendo Upadhyay, senior journalist, Dinesh Vashni of the Communist Party of India, and Tanveer Ahmed of the JDS. So we have a smattering of politicians here today. And I can tell you this, Chitra, all of India's political class will be glued on to TV today. Because if you are going to tell us what Rajiv Gandhi did, it's big, isn't it? Yes. Sambit, what do you think, Sambit?
No, first, let me begin by congratulating Chitra first, because no doubt, I mean, you were right saying that you learned journalism from Chitra and you were inspired by Chitra's life. And we all read about Chitra as to how she, in fact, was transferred from one newspaper to other newspaper because of the kind of threat and the pressure she was receiving those days when she was bringing out the truth to the people's life. And as far as you, Mr. Goswami, thanks again to you that you have come up with the truth yet after so many years. And I'm a young politician, let me tell you, India is a young country. Most people today who matter for this country, who are on the ground, are born after 1986. But the issue is Bofors, the epitome of corruption, still runs large on the mind of the people of this country. Such was the nature of this corruption, such was the enormity of this act, that even today, people who were not born then still talk of Bofors. Absolutely. So yet again, the Pandora's box is open, and I believe the country which is seeking answers will get the answers.
Well, I hope they do.
I have in fact, I was reading about Bofors since long, and I have listed 7 sins that were committed during the Congress regime as far as Bofors is concerned, and in due course of time in this debate I will bring out these sins that were committed.
Because Sambit, I just want a quick word from everyone. As I'm emphasizing again and again, people want to know what Rajiv Gandhi did. So Manisha, Sten Lindstrom, Chief Investigating Officer in the Bofors case, when he comes up with award-winning journalist Chitra Subramaniam, when he brings forth the revelations which will reopen the Bofors case and raise questions about what Rajiv Gandhi did, can anyone raise a finger on it?
Let me tell you today that through you and through Republic TV, I'd want to reach out to Chitra Subramaniam and tell her that the biggest political movement that I saw in my childhood after the emergency happened on this issue. I saw people travel from Uttar Pradesh and Bihar and travel up here, form a grouping called the Jan Morcha, and the Jan Morcha was nothing else but wanted to understand what had happened in Bofors. But such was the walls within which we lived, such was the Soviet type of construction within which we lived, that we never got the truth. And as a student at the LSE, I would watch out at the courts by the side, hoping that the Indian officials that go to the courts there someday might help the truth come out. But I think the biggest disappointment was one day when I saw in London that our own officials said they didn't want to fight this court case with a heart. So I had seen the movement of people against corruption, and I think that was the biggest movement that happened after the emergency. Let that be known through you and through Republic TV to Chitra, that was the impact on the ground. Let no one in India believe that people don't care about corruption. They care a lot, but when it is not resolved, they go back to their farms, to their fields, to their daily jobs, hoping someday someone will pull out the story.
Yes, and that's what's happening this Sunday. That's what makes this Sunday monumental, Chitra. for all of us.
I'm touched by what Manisha Priyam has said, and it answers a bit of your question. Why am I doing this? I was raising children. Let's not forget I was pregnant while working on this. My son is 30, my daughter is 25. What do you tell your children? Make money but don't get caught? Is that the India we want? No, I mean, I know freedom fighters, people who gave up lucrative jobs abroad to come and build this country. And I come from that stock.
And today, the question is, Chitra is here with us, the facts are with us, Dinesh Varshni, Tanveer Ahmed and Amalendu Upadhyay. Will the governments of both Sweden and China be able to brush aside the scathing claims of a man who was the head of the Swedish police when the Bofors scandal broke in 1987, and the man who was the deep throat for breaking the Bofors scandal the first time around? We're not making the claims today. No. Everything is being said. It's not Chitra Subramania or Arnab Goswami saying it. Everything today, Tanveer, Dinesh Varshni and Amalendu Upadhyay, is being said by the lead investigator in the case. Only he knows. He headed the Swedish investigation into the Bofors scandal. It was only through him that the whole facts came out. So when he comes out, even the Congress party will have to stand up and accept every word for it and maybe apologize to the people of India for what happened. Dinesh Varshni, what do you think? Dinesh Varshni, Tanveer Ahmed, Amalendu, quick word from you, one after the other, please. And then people are waiting to know what the big expose is, so we'll go to that right after that.
Look, Arnav, I have heard of Chitra Subramaniam journalism at that time also. She did a very brave job, because normally this happens that the state power who do a corruption hard that journalists who do a investigative journalism, and we congratulate her for her courage. And I am one of those who participated in that protest demonstration in Delhi against the Bofors corruption. And you know, the Communist Party of India always have a zero tolerance towards corruption.
Right.
We believe that if reinvestigation is to be done, can be done, no problem. But reinvestigation should also be done honestly for all those corruption cases like Vyapam, Lalit Modi, running away of Malaya, NPA Gotala. So many Gotalas are there, and Gotala has the monopoly of Congress and BJP.
Sure. So Sambit is laughing at that. You know, it's a defensive posture from you, but it's fine.
We are not part of that.
Even before we put out the revelations.
We must congratulate that Chitra Subramaniam. I heard of her at that time also. I was a student leader at that time.
Yes, no. So if you're taking a defensive posture even before the first of our 2 news exclusives comes out. As of now, viewers, I just want to tell you one thing, that as we break the story part by part and we know the details will
No, I'm not taking defensive.
No, it's okay. You may get spooked because of your friendship with the Congress party, that's all right. But you will have to take a position with the Congress party today. You are under test, aren't you? Tanveer Ahmed, is this not the test? If Sten Lindstrom comes out and makes allegations and we look the other way, can we answer our own conscience as a nation, Tanveer Ahmed?
Arnab, let me just congratulate Chitra Subramaniam because we as journalists, she as a journalist has done a remarkable job, and we have always grown seeing her achievements. But however, let me just quote Holy Quran today, which says, "Qul jaa haqqa al-batil, inna al-batila kana zahuqa," which means truth will prevail, falsehood will perish. Falsehood is made to perish. Yeah. I hope falsehood perish. And that is what we are looking for. If at all anybody has done scams, if a major...
There is no if here.
There's no if here.
There is no if here, sir.
With concrete proof.
Of course. So what more proof do we need? We have the chief investigator on record, Amalendu Upadhyay. What more proof do we need? I want to ask the people of this country. The chief investigator in the Bofors case is going on record. And I also want to say he will join us live from Stockholm today. Republic TV is live from Stockholm in Sweden as well today. What's left? What more proof do we need? Amalendu Upadhyay, what do you think?
देखिए, मिस्टर लिंडस्ट्रॉम का 26 अप्रैल 2012 के द हिंदू में एक इंटरव्यू छपा था, उनसे बातचीत। मैं उसका एक अंश जो है आखिर का, वो आपको पढ़ के सुना देना चाहता हूँ। In the interview, Mr. Lindstrom aired his thoughts on the media's role in such contexts. He said, "There needs to be a free and fair discussion in the media about itself. The media is the watchdog of our society but who is watching the media? Most whistleblowers around the world leak information to the media because they feel they owe it to their country, their job, or the position they are elected to. Genuine whistleblowers also expect the media to be responsible, and according to me, this means that the media has to understand the motives of whistleblowers. Not everyone is driven by the same motive. This is where investigative journalism comes in. Every role has its limits. It cannot become a journalist cannot become a judge, and a judge cannot become a politician. Who controls the media? What are their interests? What happens if a reporter is also part of the management? Do the journalistic ethics complete this business and political interest of the media?
So you are quoting this whole thing. That's all right. It's a well-known fact. Amalendu Upadhyay, आप ये सारा जो Amalendu Upadhyay,
it's from the Hoot. He paraphrased the Hoot.
मैंने ये लिंडस्ट्रॉम जी का
जी हाँ ठीक है कोई खास बात आप
ये लिंडस्ट्रॉम जी का 26 अप्रैल 2012 को
अमलेंदु जी ये
उद्धृत किया गया है।
आप उनके सामने बोल रहे हैं जिन्होंने खुद खुलासा किया चित्रा सुब्रमण्यम ने बोफोर्स का। तो ये जो मीडिया पे आपने छोटी सी जो भाषण दिया आप उनको दे रहे हैं जिन्होंने खुलासा किया। आज तो खुलासा असली तौर से निकल के सामने आ रहा है। आपको कहना चाहिए कि रिपब्लिक टीवी में जो बातचीत आज जो खुलासा करेंगे उसकी क्रेडिबिलिटी और ज्यादा है। Anyway, let me go back into this right now. I think a lot of people, Chitra, at this stage want the details. So should we go into the first revelation? With the permission of our panelists Manisha Priyam, Sambit Patra, Dinesh Vashni, Tanveer Ahmed, should we go into our first revelation, please? Viewers.
Please go ahead.
Sten Lindstrom, chief investigator in the Bofors case, the man who was heading Sweden's National Investigation Department, makes an absolutely sensational disclosure in his interview with Chitra. Sten Lindstrom has gone on record and revealed that Congress leader and late Prime Minister of India, Rajiv Gandhi, and the then Swedish Prime Minister Olof Palme were part of a murky deal that both of them had discussed, negotiated, planned, and then executed specific details of a financial quid pro quo 2 months before the Bofors deal was signed in March, 24th of March 1986. So Sten Lindstrom has implicated and named Rajiv Gandhi directly. Let's take a pause at this, and I want our elaboration of this very briefly without giving away the entire story of the direct implication of Rajiv Gandhi's role that is coming from the mouth of the chief investigator in the Bofors case. Chitra, a brief input from you on this part.
Yes, and just to revert back to what I said, I was taken aback because I was not aware of what you will see, why it came to me as a huge shock, because I didn't realize the directness of the discussion between both prime ministers, who at that point I admired greatly. I was greatly admiring Rajiv Gandhi and Olof Palme. But what shook me was what will follow. What shook me because it showed a direct intervention, which was a parallel intervention. And I will stop myself at that.
Okay. No. I just need to go back on this. Viewers, this is the first time that Sten Lindstrom has revealed the role of Rajiv Gandhi. This fact alone is a strong reason to reopen the Bofors case and the direct role of Rajiv Gandhi in strategizing and planning the illegal payoffs.
That's it. Strategizing. That's it.
That Rajiv Gandhi was, if I may say so, going by what Sten Lindstrom has said, the mastermind of the financial quid pro quo that was going on, and not just, as some people allege, a beneficiary, which has been said by some people, which was the focus, but that he was strategizing and advising the Swedish on how to make the payments. Am I
Yes.
putting this across as clearly as possible before we go into the story?
How to make one set of payments. Yes.
How to make a
Payments.
critical set of
How to make
payments.
a critical set of payments. Yes.
So Rajiv Gandhi was planning and advising on the bribes or the kickbacks?
On a set of payments which were not legal.
So
And which
Rajiv Gandhi
posed a
was the chief strategist for a series of financial payments. Sten, who you are going to hear now, single-handedly led the Bofors investigation. He has shared with Republic TV sensational details today of the revelations made to him by Martin Ardbo, under whose watch, as the managing director of Bofors, India's dirtiest arms procurement scam took place. Viewers, Ardbo was managing director of Bofors at the time and the only man who had full knowledge of the Bofors deal, of the bribes, the kickbacks, the dirty money, and the main players. What Ardbo revealed to Sten Lindstrom just before he died about the role of Rajiv Gandhi is a story that has never come out in the open before today. As an investigator of the highest credibility, Sten Lindstrom's stunning and shocking revelations, which you are about to hear, throw open and expose the open collusion between India and Sweden to put a lid on the payoffs and organize the payoffs. Now part 2 of this world exclusive, as Republic TV exposes the Bofors secrets.